What's up, my Animation Geeks? It's Jay, and today we're going to be doing a movie review on Ratchet and Clank. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright guys, so first off, I just want to say that I do love Ratchet and Clank, the video games. I have been playing them since like the PS2 days with my brothers. And right now, actually, one good thing that came about this movie is the video game. Now, the video game is freaking awesome. I'm not a sponsor, I'm not getting paid to say this, but me and my brother have been playing this game since we went to go see this movie on May 5th, and we've been playing this game ever since. So yeah, so we were playing this game together. I just want to say that the game is bounds and bounds better than the movie. This game is awesome, and it has scenes and a better story than what the movie has. There's scenes in here that you don't see in the movie. There's other stuff, the other adventures that Ratchet and Clank get into on this game than in the movies that I would like to see. I would just like to see this game turned into a movie. You know, this game is so awesome, and the movie is a whole hell of a lot different than the video game. I just want to say that. But since I've been playing this game, and I went to go see Ratchet and Clank a couple of days ago, I forgot a couple of scenes and a couple of the characters because the movie was so boring to me, guys. I was sitting there, I was into it in the first half, and then we got into the middle, and I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know if I was tired, but it was just so boring. I wanted to go to sleep. Like, this is literally the first movie that I went to go see in theaters that I wanted to fall asleep on. Yes, I've sat at home and watched some movies that I have fell asleep on, but it's because, I'm comfortable, in my bed or on my couch, watching a movie, and you just happen to fall asleep. But this is not the case. I have never wanted to fall asleep in a theater to a movie before, and Ratchet and Clank made me want to fall asleep. But I'm going to try to put my love for Ratchet and Clank aside like I did for the movie, and think about this as just me being a casual moviegoer. And I will talk about, the fan service that they did provide later on. So now the story was basically just Ratchet wanting to become a space ranger, and Cork being jealous of Ratchet, so he turns his back on the other rangers to try to save the Earth, try to save the world or whatever world they live on, and stop the two evil guys. I hardly even remember what they do. So that's basically the story. You get Clank, who is just in the background. You get a couple of other rangers who are just in the background. They should have just stuck with Ratchet and Clank. And this movie is called Ratchet and Clank, and the story is about Ratchet, not Ratchet and Clank. This movie would have been better. The story would have been better as a like a buddy cop movie where two guys, have to go around saving the world and stuff. But not for what it was. The story could have been a whole hell of a lot better. The story in this is actually way better than oh, my voice cracked. Way better than the movie. Now getting into the characters. Now Ratchet is all these characters are one-dimensional, guys. They all just have one personality and they stick with that. And Ratchet is kind of like the guy who wants to be a space ranger. That's it. Clank is probably the least, one-dimensional character, where he's just in the background, but at the same time he provides information. He can provide the comedy as well, which I wanted to see more Clank. In a movie called Ratchet and Clank, there was more Ratchet and Cork than Clank. I wanted to see more Clank in the movie. Now getting into Korg, I don't know how you say it, but Korg is one-dimensional. He's just a famous douchebag who wants all of the fame and fortune to himself. The other side characters, you have one ranger who is just wants to go out there and shoot, and then you have another space ranger who's a girl who I don't even know what she's about. And then the other space ranger that I told you about, which is the girl who stays inside. And it sucks whenever her and Clank had a better relationship than Ratchet and Clank had a relationship. That's how bad this movie showed that Clank and Ratchet were best friends. They just met. How the fuck do they know that they are best friends, So that's one thing that I found funny, is that Clank had a a better friendship with this random space ranger than he did with Ratchet. The two bad guys were the two bad guys. They really played no, good roles in it. They provided some comedy moments into it, but overall, they were just there. All of these characters were just there. The story was boring. The characters were one dimensional and sometimes boring. So my overall opinions on this movie was so boring. It is a movie that I will put on my TV just to make me fall asleep if I can't fall asleep at night. The story was boring. The characters were one dimensional and boring. The I wanted to see more Ratchet and Clank go on an adventure than just Ratchet going through and shooting. I'm disappointed in this movie, and I know I'm saying a lot of hateful things to it. I did like, the fan service in it. Now, the fan service is what kills this movie because the company tried to make the fans happy and not the casual moviegoers happy. This is where it fails because you have to make the casual moviegoers happy and the fans happy. You have to meet in the middle to where it is good. You can't, make it more about the casual moviegoer, but at the same time, you can't make it more about the fans. And this is what this movie did. It made it more about the fans than the casual moviegoer. Well, for one example, Ratchet just randomly named Clank Clank. It was no abbreviation, no nothing. It was just, hey, I'm just gonna call you Clank. Why? His name was not even close to Clank. Why in the hell are you gonna call him Clank? That made no sense at all. There's just a lot of stuff that would make sense to, me because I played the games, but it didn't make sense to my mom who loves movies and is just like, what? Why did he name him Clank? And I'm saying my mom because my brother has played the game so he understands it, and my brother thought it was a good movie. He thought it was, I don't know if he thinks it was alright or if he thinks it was good. In my opinion, it was alright. The reason why I think it's alright is because I'm a fan of Ratchet and Clank and I enjoyed seeing the characters on the big screen. I enjoyed, having a movie of my favorite, or one of my favorite gaming series, and just seeing PlayStation branch out into other stuff. But I see the side of a casual moviegoer who knows nothing about the video games. I understand their point of view, which is why I'm making this video. The people who are going to watch this is the casual moviegoer, and probably some of the fans, which is why I'm saying the fan service in this is awesome. I love it. I enjoyed it as a fan. As a casual moviegoer, I hated it. I didn't like it. There's some fan services that I loved, like they had a Dexter. They had a picture of Dexter, and as I said, Jack and Dexter is my favorite gaming series of all time. The Jack 2 is my favorite game of all time. And seeing Dexter on a big screen is just awesome. And then seeing Sly Cooper on the big screen is awesome. And apparently Sly Cooper is canceled. I don't know if it's because of this movie, but PlayStation, Sony, please release Sly Cooper. Don't take what this movie did, because you could do a whole hell of a lot better than this movie. So definitely release Sly Cooper. I would love to see Sly Cooper on the big screen, and from the teasers that you guys put out, I think it would be a amazing movie, but at the same time I was wrong about this. Yeah, I'm just rambling on now, guys, but I'm going to say, if you're a fan of the Ratchet and Clank games, a big fan of the Ratchet and Clank games, you're going to enjoy this movie. Probably say, oh, it was alright, but my brother's a big fan of the games and he thought it was good. I think he thought it was like decent. He enjoyed it a lot more than I did because I was bored out of my mind. He wasn't really that bored, but I was bored out of my mind with this movie. I just wanted it, and it's bad when you want a movie to just hurry up and end. But yeah, if you're not a fan of Ratchet and Clank, I say don't see it. I don't even know if I would say to see it on Blu-ray or DVD if you're not a fan of it. It's not worth a watch, in my opinion, to a casual moviegoer. If you are a casual moviegoer, I would say play the game as well as the fans play the game, because it is a really, really good game, and this game had me saying, that was not in the movie. The whole time I was playing this game, that is all I said, was that was not in the movie. That would have been awesome if that was in the movie, but they didn't put that in the game. And that's what made me mad about this game, was that it's so good that I wanted to see parts of this game in the movie. That's how good this game was, compared to the movie. So that's it, guys. That's my opinions on Ratchet and Clank. I'm sorry that this movie review is just everywhere. To me, it feels like it's just everywhere. But I saw this a couple of days ago, and then I was playing the game this whole time, and I was just forgetting a couple of characters, and I forgot a couple of the scenes. That's how not interested of the movie I was. I wasn't really paying attention to it. I was looking at the screen, but I wasn't really watching the movie because it was so boring. I just wanted to fall asleep. So yeah, so I forgot a couple of scenes. I'm sorry if I didn't go over something that you guys wanted me to go over, but I'll probably talk about this movie again in the near future when I buy the Blu-ray, if I buy the Blu-ray. Let me know your thoughts on Ratchet and Clank down in the description, whether it's on the movie or whether it's on the video games. Let me know your thoughts on Ratchet and Clank in the comments below. And that is it, guys. For all your, not even gonna say my outro. That is it, guys. Peace. There's nobody here but us. Hopefully this movie doesn't suck.